Alright, Blender fans. Sorry it's been a while, various holidays, and I've also got a stinking cold, so please bear with me. On that, I look a bit clammy and I sound like a badger, but bear with me, dudes. So where do we get to? About there. I'm going to put on the horrible cheating button. Control clicking around here. Oh, you need the screen keys on. Screencast keys. There we go. Let's put the crease in. Coolio. Alright. Now, let's carry on with this little shape here by putting in some more geometry like that. Constantly coming out of edit mode to see how we're getting on. We could do with moving them around a little bit. You see what I mean? Constantly farting. I'm a massive farter. If that makes sense. You know what I mean. Oh, for proportional editing. That'll do me, I think. Checking that nice C curve there. I'm looking and I'm liking. I can't help but feel that it should be a bit more bulk. C curve, look at that horrid C curve. You know what I mean? What I mean by bulk is sort of volume. There. Let's just bulk them out a bit. I think it's a real common error people make in that. Don't make things voluminous. Is that a word? Voluminous? Enough. When you're 3D modelling. Right. It's the British Open today, golf. I know, yes, I know I'm wearing a French rugby hat. There's a long story behind that. Winging it. I'm just winging it. Now, fairly early on, I want to get this armpit circle cut out because I think it's quite an essential shape. And the centre of it is about there. Shift S, cursor to selected, add circle, 32, probably too much, let's go 16. Let's rotate, you see me down here? Rotate it on the Y, 90, oh my god. Yeah, that's fine. Radius, I don't know. Crumbs, I see. If you hold shift down, you get a bit more control. I think it's about there. I reckon 16 is probably too much. 8. Yeah, we can work with that. Okay, cool. Enter or whatever we have to press. So let's start. So those scale Y 0 just to make sure G. There we go. Because what we kind of want to do is make this like a vest top. Oh, you're going to like this actually. Control L, P, selection. I'm going to make it a separate entity. We only obviously want half of it, so we can twat those off. It's kind of taking it away from the circle. But that's fine, we could deal with that. We could deal with that like this. It does actually drop down something like that. Right, watch this. With that selected, let's have a little bit of a shrink wrap and select that as our target, and we'll project it on the x-axis. Allow for the negative. There we go, it's stuck to it. Alright. Pardon my sniffling, bit of a cold. So I think what we'll do is get rid of that, apply that with Control A, and we'll select that and we'll go Control J for join, and it'll be part of our big mesh. Coolio, now we'll just mess around with all our little points. Also what we can do, we turn this to face, turn our snap on, and if I just wiggle these around, they will snap to the surface of the mesh we're working on. I like it. I like it a lot. So what would happen if I did that, get rid of the snap, you put more geometry in, make sure you sort it all out. In terms of your C-curves, you're going to get so bored of me saying that, but C-curves are so important. Try and avoid adding too much geometry. Yeah, I couldn't really get away with that. I don't think that kind of had to go in. Okay. So watch this. I'm going to select in X-ray mode, select all those, merge at center. I think those two on top of each other, merge at center, merge at center. Now, that one, merge at last. You see what I'm doing here? I'm creating some damn ugly geometry, but it's kind of necessary. Now, so we can see what we're doing. Let's delete those faces. Let's delete that face. Yeah, okay. This is working. 1, 2, 3. So what would happen if you and you became a face? What would happen if we put more geometry in there? C-curves. Does this make sense? Just a constant game of pushing and pulling. It becomes quite cathartic. Is that ugly geometry? It bloody is, isn't it? Let's undo that. Let's undo it. Let's really think about what we're bloody doing here. Let's put that back in, because that's not so bad. What would happen if we subdivided that? You and you, face. Oh, is that ugly? We're sort of achieving what we want to achieve, aren't we? Let's go to ugly mode. We are achieving what we want to achieve. Thoughts? Comments below. Subscribe. Very interesting. Let's scope it out in matcap mode for our continuity. Look, there's artifacts there, but it's not looking too bad. It ain't looking too bad, Batman. Let's keep rolling with it. Let's keep rolling with it. That okay, I'm going to put more geometry there, just around this fella off. Where did I put that geometry in? Around there. C curves. Why have I got that? C curve. Ugly geometry around here. Okay, you know what I'm like. I'm gonna get rid of that crease. Hold on to your knickers, because I don't like this. This might not work, but let's just roll with it. Knife. We've got to get much better edge flow. Ugly as sin, that is. But it's all very necessary. Let's turn off our subdiv. Okie dokie. I can see it in my mind's eye what I want to achieve. It's hard to explain it. I want to basically geometry to sweep around the armpit area, as I'm calling it. I'm going to dissolve that edge. Oh my god. Delete it then. Son of a bitch. Face. This will all become clear. Nice, you know, whatever it's called, topology. Because you've heard me bang on about the importance of, you know, good topology for so long. But it is so important. Constantly farting around. Pushing and pulling. Delete only faces. U and U, F. Delete faces. U and U, F. Are we getting there then? I suppose all these will point into the middle of where the, in our case, where the cursor is. Do you know what I mean? Knife tool. I don't know if I can do it like that. Delete edge. F. And as you find, as your mesh becomes more dense, it becomes more difficult to work with. Therefore, the proportional editing tool becomes more your friend. See that there's something going on in there. Oh, that's why we've got a goddamn triangle. How do we get rid of that triangle? That can come up through there. That can come up through there, in fact. What would happen if we did that? that. Merge at last. Oh, I've still got a triangle. Triangle. I mean, the easiest thing to do is put one through there. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Ugly up here. Oh. What are you doing? Piss off then. Don't want to do that, did I? Delete only faces. Subdivide. U and U. F. U. Oh, I see what's going on. There's two there. F. One, two, three, four. That's fine. Oops. Again, I'm just going to make sure that looks good from all angles. Always thinking in 3D. I'm upside down. You're getting dizzy. I don't like these sort of contorted, big contorted bits, but sometimes they're unavoidable. Something's going wrong there. Yeah, look at that. It's like it all over the place. S-bends are fine, but make them pronounced. That's so ugly in there. Where's that going? Yeah, you see, that's fine. This is our ugly area. I wonder if we do another trip round like this. Will this upset you? You know what I mean? Yeah, that doesn't offend me really, that little turn there. All this is really offending me. But what's mostly offending me is the topology around here. So I'm wondering if we... Can you tell that I'm making this up as I go along? It's all part of it. What the hell? Do I come around again? Like this? I just don't know. Let's see where this rabbit hole goes. Bear with me, guys. Let's just see where this rabbit hole goes. Oh, God. But you can see how you can create anything in the world just by adding the geometry you want. Start big, work small. Right, okay, let's start at the top and work down. So 4 faces there, 4 faces there. A horrific amount of faces there. But yeah, you see that and that want to go together like that. That wants to do that. I'm glad this is happening. Dissolve edges. I'm glad this is happening because it doesn't get much more complex than this. This is serious stuff. Knife. That to that. Delete. Dissolve edges. Do you see how this is becoming a lot smarter now? Do you even need this dude? Do I even need you? Yeah, maybe I do. But what I can do then is this. Dissolve edges. Just clean it a little bit up as we go, because these need to be nice and straight. I think for now, anyway. This looks like a car crash, but we'll deal with that in a moment. Slide them down a little bit. But I kind of know in my heart that this is going to work. I've got so much to sort out around there. But just please stay with me, you legends. You absolute bloody legends. I wonder if I go there and to there. Dissolve those edges. You merge at last. Looking at its outer now, it's starting soon. If you persevere, soon it starts to model itself. Yeah. Starts to model itself, baby. Much better topology around there. Oh yeah, it's becoming very obvious now. Oh yeah. See the topology in your mind's eye. Yeah. Is this working? Do you see? Are you with me? Now, let's start with this tool turned on. Pushing and pulling. Thinking about things like C-curves. We're now a sculptor. We'll probably go into the sculpt tool in a minute. Just make it, all we have to do at this stage, oh my god, is make it look good. Oh my god, we haven't figured out what's going on up here. Make it look good from every angle. But this is quite evident what we do, isn't it? We go up to there, we come down there. Oh, what the hell have you just done? Straight across, mate. Is that giving us off forwards everywhere? Oh my god. What a mess. It's a little control R in the end. Knife tool. Off you go. Much less contorted. Yeah, that's better. Much happier with this mesh. You're offending me. Oh my god, no wonder you're offending me. It's got to look good from every angle. What do I want to achieve here? Probably something a bit more like that. Again, I'm still thinking of C curves. I'm looking at these. You know, I mentioned earlier about the X and the Y axis. This ain't no different. Before you know it, you get quite dense mesh. And you do want your mesh density to be fairly equal throughout the model. So you've got these huge big rectangles here. It's not what we're after, but again, we work from big to small. If that makes a sense. And also, if I go to Control R, pay attention to, these must be nice and clean, these little loops. Because what we don't want is for them to spiral all over the place. Edge flow, as they call it, is so important. Quite a complex shape, isn't it? Should we go to Matcap? Press our special button. Is that offending anyone? I'm just looking at this here. Slightly square there, isn't it? So let's bring these bad boys out on the X. Maybe we'll take that many. Are you hearing me, sister? Are you hearing me? That's an S-curve where we just do not want one. Pushing and pulling, pushing and pulling. Okay. Happy with the basic shape? Pretty am. So let's start to put some more serious amounts of topology in. Definitely have to use the proportional editing tool now. Because it becomes almost too much to handle. But if all your shapes before it are okay, your shapes after it will be okay once you start to put a lot of density in. Just pushing and pulling. Look at this, mind out, come on. S bend. Let's get rid of our awful crease tool. And then if we want to now, we can turn this back on. And we can put in more topology where we want those sort of hardened creases. I don't want too many contorted, what's it, chops? Alright. How's it look compared to this? It's not bad. This could do with a little smoothing out. Control tab, sculpt mode. Yeah, okay. Elastic grab it is. Just like Photoshop, you can use these buttons. I think they're actually called, are they parentheses or brackets? I can't remember. And we can make real minor adjustments. Don't worry that it's split there, we'll sort that out. You see, I'm going to hold shift down, which uses the smooth tool. Just making big corrections here. Just to really make sure that that is nice and smooth. Yeah, I'm starting to like this. Starting to like it quite a lot. G for grab. Make sure this is nice and circular. Alright. Control tab. Back to edit mode. So the reason it's split is it moved these past the center. So clipping's on, so we want to go scale X0 and make sure that is 0. Okie I'm looking. I'm liking. So it's quite handy, isn't it, to go into the sculpt mode? We're not sculpting like you see these legends on YouTube do when they make like faces and dinosaurs and all sorts of animals. We're actually moving things at this level, which, as you can see, is not very dense compared to how people normally sculpt. So I'm using it really just as another way of editing. I'm just going to put these back because the smooth tool brought these in, but this just created our equivalent of using the edge tool, which is the ugly tool. Good. Right, well, let's continue with the details. Don't forget to save your work. All right. Now, I think I mentioned earlier about the pectoral, but I'm going to do it as a separate shape. Oh, you're going to hate me for this. I'm going to have to completely change. I'm looking at this. Or I might just cut it all up. Don't know yet. Don't know. Yeah, might have to completely redo this bit, but we'll see. We will see. Because we need topology going this way, like his ribs would. Well, let's just see what happens. All starts from there. And there's 3. Yeah, okay, alright, well, let's just see what happens. Stay with me, please, I beg of you. Can I see underneath? Yeah, I sort of can, look. Yeah, okay, alright. Here we go then. Use the topology that we have. There's one. 2. Gosh. Yeah, and there's going to be one more. Three and 4. Okay, it's not too bad actually. It's a kind of a good lesson in what we're sort of doing, and that you could do whatever you want. What would that be? That would be kind of going that way, I imagine. Yeah, that way. So that's kind of worked already. Now let's really think about this, because this would want to flow. This would want to flow that way. So we want to completely change the edge flow that way. You must think I'm absolutely crazy. I need to see it in my mind's eye. I can't quite see it in my mind's eye yet. There. Oops. I'm now just focusing on this rib here. Make that 4 maybe. Delete vertex. Merge at last. Well, it doesn't get much more complex than this in terms of shapes. But you can see how easily you can change edge flow. This is the edge flow I'm working on here. There. And that has worked. So let's work on this edge flow here. Merge at last. Merge at last. Just going to twat those off. And using edge. Oops. F. So I've got my edge flow there. This one. Dissolve that edge. U and U, F. Edge flow, edge flow, edge flow. So we need edge flow here. Beg your pardon. Hope that didn't come out on the camera. Dissolve vertex. Oh, hello. Don't believe it should have done that, but never mind. It's quite good fun actually, doing this. I hope it is understandable for you guys. kind of, again, I see it in my mind's eye. We've completely changed the edge flow again, which is quite cool, really. Oh, hello. But it kind of makes a point in how massively versatile it is. Triangle. What are you bringing to the party? Nothing now. We've totally reversed that edge flow. That is looking great. Triangle there. We definitely need that in. Let's really think about this. Let's think about this, guys. Come on. Let's use your old bloody noggins. Kenny Noggins. Top Gun reference. Yeah, so what I'd like is topology down here. And some C curves. Oh my god. From it. Or you could do it like this. With those things I showed you before. Those little planes. Just to add the volume. We're sculptors. That's all we are. Let the model tell you where it wants to go. Look at that, it wants to go there. But I wonder if it wants to go there. Do you want to go there? Is that where you want to go? I don't know. Let's just experiment. I tell you what. That way, that way. Yeah, that way. Don't know. Let's just experiment. Oh my god. Not sure, not sure, not sure. That ugly. No, not ugly. Actually. Not ugly. Because that is an edge flow. Edge flow. Edge flow. Edge flow. Edge flow. Interesting edge flow there. So I wonder if that edge flow should do the same. No, I like it. It's a pretty cool mesh. Pretty cool. Because what it'll allow us to do, you see, if I select that. Oh, interesting. That. what I'm just going to alt click there to select the ring. Because watch this. Extrude along normals. I'm just experimenting here. I'm going to undo all of this. Because I need just to see if this topology is correct. Got it. Worked it out. That's why we do this. I'm just working out what goes where. Okay. So this merge at last. Actually, just delete. Merge at last. Oh gosh. Merge at last. There. That is the topology. No, it's not, because now we've got a massive, big, ugly. We're close. We're damn close. We're damn close. There. That's it. Matte cap. Special mode. Alt tab. Sculpt mode. Just a few dabs with the old smoothing tool. Anytime I see an indentation like there, let's just flash you out. Okay. Control save. Alright, see you in the next video.